Right, so we're doing some stud petitioning, and when I placed it up I didn't see how high it was coming as to the height of that. So it's going to be around about here. Then by the time I feel like then the mezzanine floor which goes on the top, I ain't going to have much room to get my plasterboard and things up in here. So I'm doing this layer here first. So I bought some insulation. And now I'm just putting timbers up, so we'll take a board. Now, I am struggling getting it fixed in here because obviously the steel's going through. But I'm just gonna have to try to grim and bear it. I was lucky on this one because I've got my roofing battens going up bolted to the wall and I've got screws into them. Now on the lintel part, if you just point up there, so the timber will go up against there, and I think I'll have more chance of getting the screws into this than that. The distance here to about the middle is about 120, so a full board will come across. It'll go across here into the batten here. I'm putting 3x2s up, which is going to protrude a little bit below here, so I will have to like stick some wood across here, maybe an inch or half an inch piece of wood. I'll have to machine up myself, but then we're going to put a batten down through the middle, which is going to be my problem one, because I've got to get it fixing into here without it in the metal. So I'm guessing the metal's in the middle, but if you go too close to the edge and drilling in, the concrete just bursts out the side. So I've really got to be careful on it, but we'll have a look at that now in a second. So when the battens are up, I can put my insulation in, which is the blue 50mm I think I bought, or 40mm, and we can put some plasterboard up there, and then I can carry on with the stud petitioning. Otherwise I ain't gonna have room to do it if I put the stud petitioning up. So let's have a crack at that then. So I'm just going to drill down through these joists, rafters, whatever you want to call them. I've already marked this out with a tape measure. Come from this wall, come out 600 and then a 120. 120 is the width of the plasterboard. So the plasterboard will finish halfway and you're ready for the next plasterboard, and they're already all marked out right the way across. So I pilot oiled first just to make it a bit easier for myself. The screws are PZ2s, and I've smashed a couple of my PZ2 fittings up where I've got plenty of Phillips here, which sometimes they just bounce out. So pilot all that, and I'm just going to get away with a Phillips. Like so. There we go. That's the first three done. Go. Another two done. Obviously these two I won't get a drill in from the top, so we got to come from the bottom. There we go. They're all in. Now I'm ready to cut a bit of plasterboard. We'll measure them up now, that distance to that wall, that distance to here. We'll place them up and get them nice and square there. And like I said, I can move these about, get them in the place where they should do, and then put the screws in the joist hangers and put the plasterboard up. There we are. I'm going to go into another room to cut some plasterboard, so I'll see you in a bit. Now we used plasterboard before. You don't know how to cut it. So you mark it the desired length on the both sides. Get a straight edge, level, wherever you've got, but just make sure it's nice and straight. Ideally we could do with a better Stanley blade in here now, but it'll do. And you just score it down there, holding the level. Using two hands, and you just snap. And I'll show a close up on that. And you just get your knife in there at 45 degrees. And just be careful when you're coming through, don't have your hand here. And away. As simple as that, guys.